Hello everyone, welcome to my APTly Web App Demo. So this is a web app which I developed using Node, MongoDB, Angular, and ExpressJS. This is the first full stack web app that I developed. Here are the concepts and motivation behind the APTly Web App. So APTly basically stands for Agile Personal Task Manager. Here I have integrated the concepts of Agile project management into personal task management. Users can manage personal tasks and personal projects in an agile fashion by having a backlog of tasks for planning, and then they have columns for active tasks in progress or complete. They can add points to their task based on importance, difficulty, or time commitment. They can also track their progress of tasks performed. And lastly, they can add custom labels to each task for organization purpose. Here is the storyboard and persona for a quick demo of my APTly Web App. So Mr. John is a 35-year-old working professional. He owns a home with a nice backyard. One summer, Mr. John Doe decided he will make a garden in his backyard, but doesn't have any prior experience of gardening. He does a lot of reading and learns all the steps that are required to make the garden. Since there are so many steps, it becomes hard to plan in his head. So he uses the APTly Web App in the following way. So Mr. John Doe opens the APTly Web App and he sees the login page, but he doesn't have an account, so he has to register first. So let's put his name, John Doe, and username is John Doe, email johndoe@gmail.com, for example, and password, some random password. And then I hit register. It says registration is successful. Now I can log in using his credentials. So John Doe and then his password. All right. After login, this is the homepage that John Doe sees. Here you can see there is a menu on the top right. There is a add task button on the top left, which I'll go into later. This blue line is the progress bar that I'll show a little later. And then there's like 4 columns: a backlog for planning, active tasks that are currently active, and then in progress tasks that John Doe has already started, and then the tasks that are already completed. Before I add a new task, let me show you some the user profile. So you can see the first name, the last name, username, and email. And then in the settings tab, John Doe can have some of his custom labels that he wants to add. For example, let's add planning, and then by, and then important. Let's go with this for now. Okay, now let's add a new task to the backlog. I click add task to backlog button. The create new task dialog pops up. Now let's, here we have the title, description, points, whatever label, and the due date. Say for example, we create a new task, plan garden layout, and then we do a descriptions, plan layout for my garden. And then let's say this task is time consuming, so let's put 3 points for it, and this belongs to planning. And let's place a due date, for example, tomorrow, and they save it. You can see the new task has been added to the backlog. Let's add some other tasks. Decide plans to buy. So this is fairly straightforward, so I'll give it 1 point, and let's put buy as the label, and there's no due date, so let's save it. So you can see there's no due date here and only the label. Let's add one more task. Prepare soil. Prepare soil for planting. And then I'm not gonna add any labels here. So you see there's no labels. And lastly, let's say by fertilizer, and then add label by, save. And then John Doe remembers he already has fertilizer, so let's delete this one. And then now in this week, John Doe decided to work on all of this. You can see the progress bar just went down to 0. And then, say for example, John Doe is working on the garden layout and he already decided which plants to buy. So once he's done, he puts that into the complete tab. You can see the progress bar went up. And then he also completed this task. So the progress bar also increased. And finally, he completed this task. And now he has 100% complete board. Now, if he wants, he can delete all of these tasks and then log out of the system. That's all for the demo. Thank you for watching.